Hi, my name is James Casey. Today we're going to be cooking some chicken sausage gumbo. Uh, it's going to be pretty good. This is kind of a simpler dish. It doesn't have that many things you got to throw in there. Um, you're going to need 2 large onions. You're going to need some garlic, tomato, some parsley, black pepper, red pepper, white pepper. I usually put a little small bit of a cap for some garlic and onion crab boil and some filet gumbo, but that's not going to go until on the last thing we put in there is going to be that. You're going to need a little bit of roux. You don't want to put too much and make it too thick, but I'll show you that later on. A little bit of vegetable oil to get everything started. I got 2 pounds of the Cajun smoked sausage, and I have a large pack of chicken breasts. Now this was boneless. I rinsed them off real good and chopped them up into some fairly large chunks to put in the pot. Now when we come back, we're going to have all the veggies in the pot as usual, starting our little base. Then we're going to throw the meat in there. I'm going to put the chicken first and get it kind of browning a little bit. You don't have to cook it all the way through because you're going to put the juice in the pot. It's going to boil it the rest of the way. It's going to have that sausage in there after the chicken cooks a little bit. Then we'll get going with the rest of the ingredients. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I've got the veggies going real good in there. Got the tomato, the garlic, and the onions. Now we're going to throw the chicken. Let it get cooking a little bit. Now remember, this was a whole family pack that I had chopped up in some big chunks, and I'm going to let that get going real good. Mix it up with them veggies real good. Now a gumbo, you can put pretty much whatever you want in it. You know, I mean, a gumbo is pretty much just a mixture of whatever you got laying around the house is what it is. By the way, our side dish for today is going to be some black-eyed peas, and I got some leftover pork steaks that I cooked last night. I got a couple I'm going to chop up, throw them in there for some seasoning. But anyway, there's so many different types of gumbos, and again, there's always going to be the debate. You know, everybody down here always has their own opinions on what things should be cooked like, or what it should look like, taste like, whatever. You know, like I said before with the etouffee, you know, people argue about the tomato base or the roux base or all that stuff. You know, with my gumbos, I like to do a little bit of both flavor. I like to put a tomato in while I'm cooking it, but I do add the roux too for the gravy there. You know, it just gives it a good flavor. I'm all about the flavor. So when we come back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this chicken cook for just a few minutes to get it all kind of white over. Then I'm going to season it real good and throw that sausage in there, and then we're going to put the water and the rest of the stuff, and I'm going to come back and show you how it goes. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I got that meat in there, that chicken. It's pretty much whited over like I wanted it to be. Now I'm going to season it real good, and I'm going to put the sausage in there and let it cook a little bit. Here we go. Alright, now we got some parsley, some black pepper. Now when I'm doing a gumbo, I like to be kind of liberal with my seasoning, because you're not only seasoning the meat, you're going to be seasoning all this gravy too. So I like to put a pretty good bit in there. Not a whole lot, but because remember what I said, you can always add, but you can't take out. So I just, I put what I think looks about right. I usually try to cover the top of the meat with the seasoning there, mix it all in. Later on, if I think it needs more, I'll come back and add. And then I got the little small piece of a cap of the garlic and onion crab boil there. That just gives it another little dimension of flavor and a little bit of heat. Just a little bit. Now, I'm going to get these seasonings mixed in there real good. And when I do that, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add the sausage. Now this is 2 pounds of the Cajun smoked sausage. You can use either, a store brand name, or go to your local butcher there and pick it up. Just tell them you want smoked pork sausage. Me, I do both. I mean, I'll admit I like some of the store brands. They're pretty good. Manda's okay. All right. I've been using the new brand. It's called Canuck. It's pretty good too. It's got a good pepper flavor to it. But anyway, now we got the sausage all mixed in there, and we're gonna let that cook down a little bit with that chicken. And after we do that, we're gonna come back and we're gonna throw the water in there and the roux. Now I told you on the first one you could make a roux, but just for time's sake, I'm going to use the Savoy's jar roux. So it's just as good. It's the dark roux. I like dark roux. That's how I make my roux anyway. That's what I use in my gumbo, is dark. And like I said, this is kind of an easy recipe. It's basic. You do your veggies, you put your meat in, and then you throw the water in. It's all downhill. You don't have to do anything special to it. It's basically, after you do the meat and the veggies, it cooks itself. You just let the water boil down, and you don't want it to get too thick, because gumbo is not really a thick dish. Like the beans or even etouffee is thicker than the gumbo. The gumbo is kind of a just broth based. It's really good. It's really good if you've never had gumbo. But if you have, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, when we come back, it'll be the last step before we plate it up, because it's going to be pretty easy. Now it takes a while to cook, so when we come back, it'll probably be the sausage and everything. I'll probably let that cook about 30 minutes. And then after we put the water and everything in, I'm just going to let it go for about 2.5 hours. So we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I felt like putting on a little music. Hope y'all don't mind. It was too quiet in here. Now, believe it or not, I have not added any juice, water, or anything to it. That's just what the chicken and the sausage and the veggies made while I was letting it go. Now you can see the chicken cooked down real well. When I showed you before, it was way up. That's just the chicken and sausage in there, and the veggies, see? Now I'm fixing to add the rest of the juice in there to get it up where I want it. Add to that broth that it's making there. I put the black-eyed peas going, chopped up my pork steaks and everything. But anyway, this is going to be, like I said, this is going to be the pretty much the last step, other than just adding the roux. And getting it where I want it to be. I usually add about three to 4 of these, depending on how high I want my water. Yeah, I'm gonna need one more, maybe even 1.5. I like to try to put already kind of hot water to keep the consistency of the heat. Oh, that might do it. I think I'll just fill a cup up just to keep over there, just in case I need to add as I go. So this is going to start boiling, and then we're going to add that roux. I just wanted to show you what we're going to do here. There we go. Now for this roux, what you're going to have to do, well, I mean, you don't have to, but I like to do this. First, open the can. It's going to be kind of hard. You see how the oil separated a little bit? You need to get that mixed down in there. Just kind of scoop it and turn it. Okay. Now I'm gonna add about 3 big spoonfuls to the mixture there. And then after that gets boiling and everything, and I think it's just about ready to be plated, not quite done yet, I'm going to throw in that gumbo filet. And what that does is just adds a little bit more flavor, and it thickens it up a little bit more. Plus you can leave that on the table or whatever for people who you want to put some more and get it a little thicker or whatever. But that's what we're going to be doing. When we come back, I should be adding the gumbo filet, letting it cook for a minute. You know, it don't have to be long. You just add it, stir it up, and let it get in there a little bit, and then we'll be plating it up. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, we're back with the last little thing to do to it, and then plate it up. I'm going to take just a little bit of gumbo filet. You don't want to put a lot, because you can always put some in your bowl. Now as you can see, it boiled down quite a bit. I still got it cooking on simmer a little. Take the gumbo filet and just put a few little sprinkles in there. Now what that's going to do is just add a little more seasoning to it, a little flavor, and thicken it up just a little. But we ain't going to let it cook in there long. You don't have to really leave it too long, just a couple of seconds, couple of minutes, whatever. Now we're going to plate everything up. As usual, we got us some medium grain Cajun boy rice. We eat a lot of rice down here in Louisiana. We like our rice. Now I usually make about 2 cups. It's easy to make in your little rice cooker there. No explanation necessary, really. Just put your rice, add your water, and it'll do the rest. Oh yeah, stuff's gonna be good, man. Look at all that chicken. Make sure I get a lot of that chicken yet. Alright, now I'm going to add me some broth in there. Get my little side dish going here. Now this is just the leftovers I had from last night. I reheated them, added the pork steaks to them there. And that is going to be our meal for the day. You got some authentic chicken sausage gumbo. You got your beans, black-eyed peas that is, and fixing to go eat. So once again, hope y'all enjoyed.
1, 2, 3, 4.